Hello. I was just enjoying a nice glass of tea, drifting away into thought. Would you like to know what I was thinking about? I was pondering over the current state of affairs, and if anything could be done about it. Why don't you pull up a chair and we'll sit? I have something really important I want to discuss with you. Warning. The information in this video is for personal use only. This is not advice, merely my observations of the world around myself as I see it. You are free to make your own decisions. Over the past several weeks, I've had the opportunity to speak with a number of individuals who feel lost and confused with the state of affairs that is today. These individuals feel anxious, hopeless, scared, guilty, shameful, and the entire array of human emotion. And as I began to dig deeper, I became aware of a universal truth that seemed to be hanging over everybody's head that I talked to. And this reminded me of an old Chinese saying, "When the wrong man uses the right means are used in the wrong way." There is something wrong with the way we think, and so long as that is there, everything we do will be a mess. Now, what is it that's wrong? As I am able to understand, we've invented this wonderful system of language and calculation that all at once is too simple to explain the complexity of the world around us, and also simultaneously we are liable to confuse this system of symbols with the world itself. Much like one could confuse money with wealth. Many people get into business to make money and not wealth, and then when they get the money, they have no idea what to do with it. We confuse status with happiness, and we do this with ourselves, confusing our real place and role in the universe with our personality. Now, what is our personality? Our personality is what we call our image or our thought about ourselves. It's our idea of ourselves. In other words, what people interact and meet and what I understand as Levi Burns is a big act, which is not really me. You see, in the image of what is Levi Burns does not contain all of my thoughts and memories, my inner functions, or the construction of my brain is not in the concept Levi Burns. And the concept Levi Burns does not contain all the inseparable relationships I have with the universe around me. Therefore, that concept is a fraud. And therein lies the confusion, because if someone were to tell me, do something about it, I can't because it's only a concept, just like the number 3. You can't make the number 3 do anything, it's only an idea. Much like you can't wrap a parcel with the equator. While it's a useful line, it is imaginary nonetheless. So here we are, thinking that this personality, or ego, can do anything about it, and we do so because we think this personality really exists. We've spent our entire lives living in a system which makes us believe that our physical sensation associated with the thought of the feeling is the feeling itself. And so you get the marriage of an illusion with a falsehood, and that we call ourselves. So it's no wonder we feel alienated, frightened of everything. So what has to happen is we need to return to a way of viewing ourselves as we are, an organism functioning in and with the whole environment instead of this funny little separate thing called a personality. But how are we going to do it? This would involve giving up the ego, and that's the most difficult thing to do. Actually, it isn't, because the ego doesn't exist. But of course, you try to give up your ego with your ego, then it will take your entire life to do so. And that's the point. You can't make yourself do anything. Like you can't make yourself loving. You can't make yourself sane. You can't make yourself unselfish. And yet it is absolutely necessary that we do this. And why can't you do these things? Because you don't really exist. You're just an idea based on a phony feeling. So when it comes down to it, it's shocking news to our pride. You're only making a mess by trying to straighten things out. You're trying to straighten out a wiggly world, and it's no wonder you're in trouble. So what happens then? What happens when you truly realize that you've come to a dead end? What then? Commit suicide? Or is there something else? What happens if you just wait? There's nothing you can do. You watch. And what you'll observe is all that is going on is happening of itself. The wind is blowing, the trees are moving, and you're breathing, all on its own. And that's you. That's the real you. The you that goes on all by itself, not tied to the symbol or the person. And as you look around at the world, you realize that we, as a society, we have to stop. And when you stop, you see a world that is happening instead of being done. And that happening is our fundamental self. And when you look out of your eyes at nature happening, you're really looking at you. I'm not going to say what we should do with this, but when you stop and become one with the outside, it no longer becomes outside. Let the outside in. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and drop a comment below if you'd like a topic discussed. As always, peace, love, Levi out.